If we would only yield to our Father's making us to lie down in green grass beside still waters, beyond the rushing waters of this crazy world at times, we would not want for anything, and He will restore our souls, our crazy, confused thoughts, and wild, uncontrollable emotions. Then, and only then, He could lead us on into His path of instructions beyond our second guessing or following those who can't direct their own lives, let alone yours. All this takes place following a narrow road across this valley of the shadow of death, so that we would fear no evil, because His rod of discipline would keep us on the path, the narrow path, and His staff would rescue us should we ever slip. That's our comfort to this life that He promised. He would never leave us. If we would get to know what He has prepared before us in the high plateau, green grass better than that in the lower levels. One time enemies removed, and His anointing the wounds that your spirit once suffered, now healed by the renewing of your mind by the mind of Christ in your spirit. If we could come to know this, our cups would overflow as never before, and living waters will flow to us and through us, and we would all dwell forever in this place prepared by our Father. Yet sadly, many are stuck in the lower levels, eating the grass down to its roots until it grows no more, trod down by going over the same old ground again and again, not knowing what is prepared for them in the high plateau. That's the living expression of Psalm 23. Now let me give you the rest of it. To the Living Bible, Hebrews chapter 6, verse 1. Let us not go into other things. Let's stop going over the same old ground again and again, always teaching those first lessons about Christ. That's the green grass in the valley. Let us go on instead to other things, become mature in our understanding, as strong Christians ought to be. Surely we don't need to speak further about the foolishness of trying to be saved by being good, or about the necessity of faith in God. You don't need further instruction about baptism and spiritual gifts and the resurrection of the dead and eternal judgment. The Lord willing, we will go on now to other things. Why do that? Hebrews chapter 3, verse 13 from the Living Bible. Speak to each other about these things, these other things, every day while there's still time, so that none of you will become hardened against God, being blinded by the glamour of sin, this world's temporary offer. What God has to offer far surpasses anything in this valley of the shadow of death. Look to the high plateau and the green grass that He's prepared that will last forever. God bless.